Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the 26 Crosstrek Hybrid, and this is the Limited. So we got our Sport and then our Limited models. So this one's gonna be the top tier when looking at the Crosstrek Hybrid. There's some pretty cool equipment in here. Now, before we get too much into the weeds, I've got my phone with me, as we usually always do, and I've got a wireless charging pad down here. As well, we've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto built into here. I've got the new iOS 26. It's really cool. It added another screen in there, so we'll touch on that a little bit later. But for now, let's put it in drive and go for a spin around. So you can hear as I take off, it's totally quiet. So we're in EV mode. So you'll notice on the digital gauge cluster here, you've got a green ready and then a green EV mode. So it will switch between the EV being on or off. Now this isn't a plug-in hybrid vehicle. This is just a regular hybrid. So there's no need to plug it in. You don't have to charge it up. It will regenerate power as you're driving around. Now what powers these Subaru Crosstrek hybrids is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. That's gonna be paired with 2 electric motors. Now it's making a little over about 194 horsepower. So it's about the same speed because of the added weight as the regular Crosstrek. But I like that drive of the hybrid performance and kind of that little extra boost you get off the line. It's definitely noticeable if you're currently driving an older Crosstrek or in one now, you do notice the difference with the hybrid system. Now with the Crosstrek Hybrid, they added 2 new colors. Unfortunately, this black one is the first one we got in here today, but the other colors, there's a sand dune pearl and then a citron yellow pearl. So they did do some kind of fun colors for the new lineup. So there is a couple options there if you're looking for a bright exterior on the new Crosstrek. Now what's great about these as well, they did add a new wheel option and it looks really cool. It's kind of like a twisted spoke design. I think it kind of fits the feel and the vibe of the Crosstrek, not to mention with the hybrid. It just kind of works with the exterior. A little bit of silver and a little bit of black on there goes a long way, just adding a little bit of style and just a little bit of cool feel to the outside of the Crosstrek. Now, a few more things on the exterior of the Limited. This one's gonna have some of that kind of charcoal, or it's like a titanium gray accent that runs around the outside of the vehicle. You'll notice it up front in the grille as well. The mirror caps are gonna be kind of gray. Depending on the color you work, it stands out a little bit more. The black is a little bit harder to tell always, but I think it does kind of set it apart as a little bit of sportiness and just a little bit of a different design language to the outside of the vehicle. Now, this one also will have the roof rack rails up above. Now, it's important to note when you get the crossbars from Subaru, you can put up to 700 pounds of static weight up there. That means if you're into the outdoors, doing a little bit of camping, you can put one of those rooftop tents up there, and when you're parked, up to 700 pounds up there, which is pretty cool. Now what's great about this little Crosstrek on the interior, this one when you open up that little hatch at the back, there's quite a bit of room back there. Now the hybrid battery does take up some space underneath the floor, so while you can pick up the cover to look back there, you're not going to get the spare tire in this one. It's just a tire mobility kit, so that's another important thing to note. But you don't sacrifice a ton of room. You can still split and fold the seats down, as these are a 60-40 split rear seat. So when I knock down one side, I mean, you can go to that IKEA or you can go to the Costco run, and I think you're still gonna have plenty of room in the vehicle. And if you just need that little bit of extra, you can kick down one side or the other. Now this Limited also came with a cargo cover back there, which is really nice. So if you wanna kind of keep stuff out of sight, don't want people seeing it, maybe you're parking at a hotel overnight or leaving some stuff in the car, that's always nice to have that little added cargo cover. Now into the second row of the vehicle, the Limited will add USB-C charging back there. So if you got the kiddos in the back, they got their devices, want to keep everything charged up, going on a road trip, it's always nice to have a little bit of extra charging. And I didn't notice a lack of headroom in the back. Where I'm driving the car comfortably, where I sit at 6'1", I didn't really notice a lot of legroom problems or headroom back there. Now this one also doesn't have a sunroof, so you get a little bit more room typically that way, but it's actually pretty comfortable. I think if you got the kiddos in the car seats in the back, they might be kicking you a little bit. Maybe you want to look at the Ascent if you need a little bit more space, but overall, I don't think it's too bad for a vehicle of this size. Now, where you want to be is in the driver's seat. I can't believe how quiet and comfortable it is in here. So it's really cool, like I said, on this digital gauge cluster, you can go through 3 different menus. So right now I have the maps pulled up, but if you press and hold, it will kind of go to like where you can see some of your safety settings. You can click and hold again, and that's just going to be your standard gauge cluster. Now, what else is really cool on the steering wheel, you can go through and kind of scroll down to see some of your more pertinent information, some of your trip computer, your music you're listening to, and then we'll also show you some of the hybrid settings settings. So that's cool. It will actually give you kind of a power diagram. So right now it'll either tell you the battery's going to the wheels are charging up the battery. If you want to keep track of it, it's kind of like playing a little video game, but that's cool because you can see that and it's seamless. I can't tell if I'm not looking at the screen when it goes between the gas and the EV mode. That is a huge thing for me because sometimes when you get in these vehicles, you kind of feel a little bit of that jerkiness when it switches between, or when you're going from a stop to kind of a quicker go. It's not always the best. But this Crosstrek, I was driving around this morning and I have no idea. And that is perfect for me because the big thing here is the fuel economy. So the standard Crosstrek, you're looking at 29 combined mpg. More of that's going to be on the highway, where this Crosstrek Hybrid, you're looking at 36 in the city and 36 on the highway. So that means a 36 combined mpg, and you can even do a little better if you're kind of keeping your foot out of it. Like I said, the Hybrid's kind of fun to drive. So when you put your foot down, you're moving along pretty good. It just kind of works, and it's kind of fun along the way. But the infotainment in here, some of the different ways you can sort of configure everything is also pretty cool. Like I said, when I got in, paired my phone, took about 30 seconds to get the wireless CarPlay going. I got my phone on the wireless charger, or you do have a USB and USB-C plug if you want. But the new CarPlay is really cool. They've actually added a fourth screen in here, so you can kind of look at the clock. You can go through and look at your calendar. I think it'll even pull up the photos or the weather on there, or your music. It's actually a pretty sweet little setup they did for the change. And then just your regular CarPlay. So whether that's your text messaging, Google Maps, Spotify, it's all going to be built into there. And the Limited comes with the Harman Kardon sound system. That alone might be worth the upgrade over the Sport model. It does make a pretty big difference. If you're a music person, listening to your podcast when you're driving around, that's a big change for the Limited, and I really like that. A few other things in the screen here. So on the top of the screen, there's about 5 different menus you can go through when you're looking at some stuff. It's cool with the X mode. Now that we're headed real about into Minnesota wintertime here, you can go into a snow and dirt mode, deep snow and mud, so the vehicle will try and get the best possible bite and traction. Now, if I didn't say it before, the Subaru Crosstrek does have symmetrical all-wheel drive, just like all the other Subaru SUVs. It's going to give you the best possible bite and traction, yet not make you sacrifice so much on fuel economy. You can hear the vehicle beeped because as I swerved around the mailman, it's also got lane departure warning. So there's a ton of safety built into these Subaru Crosstreks as well. The eyesight system is so good in these vehicles. I have adaptive cruise control here on the steering wheel. Like I said in the menu, you can pull it up. It's also got the lane departure warning system. So it sees the yellow lines on the road. When I swayed out of it just a little bit to avoid that mail truck, it beeps at you and gives you LED lights up here on the windshield just to make sure you're paying attention. But what's really cool, if you haven't had the adaptive cruise control before, you can set that 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of distance ahead of you, keeps that distance when you're on the road. And with the lane departure, the emergency braking, all the good stuff built into these vehicles, it's going to keep you and your family, if you're in the vehicle, very safe. Now, we've also got blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, but visibility is really good out of these Crosstreks. There's not like a huge blind spot anywhere, and I really like the kind of side glass that's built into the door. Just that lower part of the frame, being able to see down to the road, or if you're looking for something, whether it's on a dirt road or driving around, that is also very convenient. Now, a few other things on the steering wheel here. This is a heated steering wheel. It is so good. It was only about 45 degrees this morning, I think. So kicking on the heated steering wheel and pairing that with the heated seats in this vehicle, it is the best for those Minnesota winters. Now, these seats are a StarTex material, so it's kind of like beyond a mock leather. We have a whole video explaining it on our channel if you do want to see that, but they wear very nicely. It's been out for a long time now, and I've seen these Crosstreks over the years, and it doesn't wear down really easily. It's super easy to clean. It's a really cool material that runs through the vehicle, and the gray and kind of a darker charcoal in here with the orange stitching works really well, especially with the black exterior. I mean, the steering wheel is great, the cool orange stitching that runs through, and then on the left side you can control some of your audio stuff. You also have voice control, so if you press and hold, you can use Siri with the Apple CarPlay, which is really convenient as well. And then just kind of the materials around the vehicle. Some of that stuff runs onto the dash. It's kind of like a carbon fiber, kind of like a mock carbon fiber that runs through the doors onto the dash as well. It all works really nicely, feels really sporty in here, yet it feels like a pretty big cabin for how small this vehicle is. And then the ride and drive on the road. It's quiet, it's comfortable. Right now I'd have to look and see that I'm not in full EV mode, and then it switch back in. Now it'll drop in and out. So like I said, the transition is pretty much non-apparent, which I really do like. Makes it great for driving, and it's quiet and comfortable in here. It's really kind of the tail end of road construction season, so the roads are terrible. If you're sitting in traffic, it's gonna be quiet, it's gonna be nice. When you got the CarPlay and that Harman Kardon sound system as well, it really is a pretty great place to be. Now, we do have to touch on the MSRP of this vehicle. So this particular one comes in right around $37,000, $38,000. So when we're looking at the average new car price at about $49,000 or $50,000, you're getting great MPG out of this vehicle with the hybrid system. You're getting cool technology in here. The backup camera is also awesome and crystal clear. Plus, you also get parking sensors, which makes it really easy to kind of maneuver and park this vehicle because of its size. I mean, there's a lot to like here. I think it's cool design and style on the outside. These Crosstreks have been around for a long time now, and for good reason. They work, they're sporty, they're cool. I think, you know, if you're cross shopping, whether it's Honda, Toyota, or any other SUV, you want something with all-wheel drive, tons of safety, and with Walser, we offer an 8-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So there's a lot to like here on these Subaru Crosstreks, and I definitely think something to add to the list to come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive at the 26 Crosstrek Hybrid. Now if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our Subaru locations. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.